Captain's Log, Stardate 782018. Captain Phil Morgenthaler reporting. This is the first video Captain's Log. Depending on how it goes, we may be doing more in the future. What I'd like to talk about today is what we looked at for last month in June and what we're looking forward for in July. May 19th was our relay for life, and the crew had to recover from that wonderful event, and so we had to look at some R&R time. June 9th, the crew attended miniature golf at Camelot in Anaheim. The overall winner was our Armory officer, Brian Powers. The rest of the day was filled with video games, bumper boats, and great conversation. The crew was having such a great time. It reminded us all that we're all great friends, and that's what we all came out to do this for. And on June 24th, the crew attended a board game day at Joanne and Brian Powers in Anaheim. Played a lot of new games and even got a chance to play a new interesting game called Jackbox TV, where everyone was able to use their Android phones to connect together and do some fun stuff. So what's coming out for July? Currently, the only thing planned for July is our Friday the 13th event going to take place at Huntington Beach. Details are on Facebook and meetup.com. We are hoping to have more events coming up soon in July. Unfortunately, some other priorities had to take place that have kind of distracted our attention from getting some events posted, but rest assured, we'll get another event posted for July, and then we also have to book all of August. So watch out for those events. They will be posted soon. A big, large event will be taking place at Long Beach Convention Center for Long Beach Comic Con, where we, as the Starship Artesia, will be looking to recruit new members. So now I'd like to go over some of the new roster changes. There actually have been significant changes to the leadership team that need to be announced to the entire crew. Recently, the captain of the USS Oracle had stepped down from her position, leaving the captaincy open. At this time, my first officer, Commander John Sparrow, is on temporary reassignment to the USS Oracle as her captain. I have faith in the commander to act as captain to help the ship in the changeover of command. He has shown remarkable leadership within the crew of the Artesia. I know he'll do well as captain for his time that he will be there. In John's place, Lieutenant Commander Joanne Powers, our quartermaster, will also act as first officer. She has been an exemplary officer and will do well in the role. As second officer, Lieutenant Commander Don Trim will act in that role. The commander and I have been on many missions together, and I have learned to trust him. We are still in need of 2 more senior officers. We are in need of a helmsman, which basically in real world will help with coordinating carpools and also checking on parking situations, make sure there's no parking fees, is there ample parking, that kind of thing to events. And the other role would be our operations officer. Now, Jackie Morgenthaler is a 21st century citizen that has been filling in the role while we're looking for a replacement. Basically, what the operations officer does is help with logistics in particular events. Actually, every event should have some kind of operations involved to make sure that nothing is missed. Let's say Long Beach Comic Con, for example. Do we have the set pieces that we need? Is there transportation for props for anything that we're going to display there? Do we have enough printouts? That kind of thing is also what the operations officer would be in charge of. And now a few more shout outs to members of our crew. Shout out to Ensign John LaFond, our stellar cartographer. He has been to nearly every event since he joined and is quick to take all the photos of all the events and make sure that they're posted up on meetup.com. Shout out to Ensign Stephen Morgenthaler, Junior Science Officer. Despite his reluctance to join, he seems to be at every event, so we're finally giving him the position of Science Officer. to Ensign Chris Harrell, our personnel officer. He is not able to attend many events, but remains positive and is meeting with members of the USS Oracle, keeping the lines of communication open. And I did catch him in this Wesley Crusher uniform made by our quartermaster Joanne. Sorry, Chris, best picture I could find. And a shout out to our very own scientist, Deborah Kidder, who had held a lecture with her company while in uniform and holding a lightsaber. Way to go. Now moving on to uniforms, as it's something that we are building up to make sure that everybody has uniforms, and we're trying to find resources to make them affordable, yet hopefully really good quality. There appears to be a sale on blue uniforms. There has been some talk about doing a group order. Members that are interested should let myself or Commander Powers know so we can add you to the group chat. Remember that these are the blue uniforms. If you're unsure which of the 3 colors you should get, please don't be shy and message us or just ask us. If you're not assigned to a department, we should get that together with you soon. Generally speaking, red is for command, gold is for operations, and blue is for science and medical. There'll be a link in the description below for the blue uniforms. We also have a lead on some high quality uniforms through a personal vendor. She is charging around $385 to have these uniforms made, which is quite an expense. However, they do promise to be high quality and custom fit to your specifications. The catch to that one is that the first order needs to be placed no later than the end of July. That way, with at least a $100 deposit and all the measurements needed for that particular costume. After the first costume has been made, she'll be able to manufacture more of the uniform at different sizes later on. Until that first one comes out, though, she won't be able to promise anything to us. After July, she's going to be busy with other patterns, getting those created, and all the materials. I don't have all the details on how that works. It is beyond what I know. However, that is the starting point for her. So she needs an answer by end of the month. If that's something that you'd like to do, she does accept payment plans. Message me and I'll get the information to you personally. That particular vendor, as I said before, is a personal vendor, not a business. So I will not be linking her link in her description below. Only thing that will be linked below is the less expensive on sale blue uniform. Until next time, this is Captain Phil Morgenthaler of the USS Artesia, signing off.